It's time now to clear the air and to compound the tragedy of Trayvon Martin. It feels as though some people are now trying to do to him in death what George Zimmerman apparently did to him in life, attributing to this young man a character and a personality that they could not possibly know. And yet they persist in imposing upon his slight young frame an identity that implies criminality, juvenile delinquency, and the all-round characteristics of a troublemaker. This is not only deeply offensive to his family, but also a gross form of character assassination upon a child, a dead child. Stories are now being carefully fed to certain sections of the media that Trayvon was suspended from school after his bag was found to contain marijuana residue, that he once wrote graffiti on school grounds. Wow! That he was part of a stolen jewellery investigation on school grounds that resulted in no charges. And, to top it all, the greatest act of social criminality for a kid of colour, that he may have worn gold teeth. Wow, call the police. Even if these petty incidents were true, what on earth do they have to do with the fact that George Zimmerman shot and killed him? But let's compare Trayvon Martin with the history of another man. Only this one committed some real offences, and all of them after his 17th birthday. When this individual was 20, he was arrested for disorderly conduct after he got drunk and stole a Christmas wreath from a hotel. So that's drunk, disorderly and theft. Charges were later dropped. When he was 26, he took out his 16-year-old brother on an underage drinking spree. He lost control of his car, hitting a garbage can, but continued driving. When he was 30, he was arrested and found guilty of driving under the influence of alcohol. His driving licence was suspended for 2 years, even though his friends tried to say that it was for just 30 days. Now, does this brief history make him a social wretch? A criminal with no regard for other road users, a drunk, a disgraceful influence upon young people, including his own 16-year-old brother? What do you call him? Scum of the earth? Hoodlum? Criminal? In fact, America ended up calling him the 43rd President of the United States, George W. Bush. But that's not what they're calling Trayvon Martin. Instead, the brief lifestyle of this young man is now on trial. There's now a full-scale character assassination, suggesting that Trayvon Martin deserved his fate, that he even provoked his own death. But while you may be tempted to divert your attention away from what really happened, here are the only 3 facts that really matter. First, a man with a gun chose to pursue an unarmed teenager who'd done nothing wrong. Second, the man with the gun chose to initiate a confrontation with the teenager after he was advised not to. Third, as a result of the confrontation, the man with the gun shot the teenager to death. And when you focus on the facts, it's not the colour of his teeth that keep coming back to haunt you. It's the colour of his skin.
Mic check! Mic check! Mic check! Mic check! Mic check! Mic check! I don't know about you, but I'm motherfucking angry! I'm motherfucking angry! I don't know about you! I don't know about you, but I want justice! I want justice! I want justice! I want justice! Trayvon Martin! Trayvon Martin!
There's a war going on in this country, like a racist war, and about the police and people who take on the role of police.
I came because I am fed up with the ways that our men are being funneled towards death, towards imprisonment, towards social and political isolation and exclusion from this country. And I want our men back. I want our men back, and I'm tired of how we are losing them.
I'm here to bring justice for Trayvon and bring the killer who killed him to justice and in jail like he should be. He would be if Trayvon was any other race, I feel. It would have been, if it was reversed, they would have been in jail. Trayvon would have been in jail if he just shot a white man, and I feel that justice should be served.
I'm here.
out here today?
I mean, it's extreme injustice. This kid was killed for no reason. He was literally a kid, and this keeps happening in our society, so we gotta come out and support him.
Illegal justice.
Southern Smooth.
I'm trayvon Martin. I'm trayvon Martin. I'm trayvon Martin. I'm trayvon Martin. In the hood, I can walk anywhere I want. Don't shoot me. I can do anything I want. I'm trayvon Martin. I'm trayvon Martin. I'm trayvon Martin. I'm trayvon Martin. In the hood, I can walk anywhere I want. Don't shoot me. I can do anything I want. I'm sick and I'm nauseous. This is obnoxious, even though that is obvious. How they freely comply. We was reaching for freedom, now we seeking out justice.
And I mean, a young man that's criminalized, that's been, and this is the product of decades of criminalization of people of color. And I think this is just, you know, enough is enough. And this is why I wanted to be here today. I couldn't not be here today.
I think it's bigger than just Trayvon. There are tons of nameless faces who have been victims in the past, but I am grateful, though it was tragic, that Trayvon's story is bringing this truth to light.
And my heart and my condolences go out to the Martin family, because you lost your wonderful child. It was taken from you by a bastard who walked free, who I believe should be in jail right now getting fucked by somebody who's been planning on fucking him ever since they've been watching the trial. I believe he should be up under the jail. But what I want to do in this video, I want to reach out to all the blacks out there that think it's cool and think it's time to start rioting and start fighting and start fucking up people from the other race. That is stupid, right? You ain't doing nothing at all. Why are you guys walking around here shocked like the justice system ever worked in our favor? It's never worked in our favor, okay?
We're killing a child, man. I'm talking about a child, home. Real talk, bro. This shit the most fucked up thing I done seen in my whole life, man. In my whole life. Like, we really living in America, man. With 3 Ks, ain't it? Real shit, bro. My thing is this here, man. Imagine you being a 17-year-old child coming from the store to get a Skittle pack, a Arizona iced tea, right? And then it's already dark outside. You know what I'm saying? And you see a fucking car behind you, so you chilling, you walking. You know what I mean? You walking, you doing your thing. And you look behind you like, hold on, what the fuck going on?
I myself, as a young black man, am fed up.
I have lost complete faith in the American judicial system.
Change needs to happen.
And it's a shame what happened to young Trayvon Martin. That is a damn shame.
Trayvon Martin was going somewhere with his life.
But it happens all over. We have our own Trayvon Martin story right here in Seattle.
I still have open wounds in my heart from that night, February 12th. That's when mine was taken from me. 2012, they said the world was going to end. My world really ended.
It's more on a serious note. You guys usually don't see these type of videos from you who see me, you know, bugging the fuck out or making fun of, you know, video games. But I think it's, you guys say that's my Facebook group. That's my Facebook group going off. But let me close out here. I think it's sad, you know, that in 2013 we can have, and this is one thing about you, boy. You know, I'm never claiming to be a bleeding heart. I've done my fair share of dirt, you know. So I don't want the church and got these hands scrubbed, you know what I mean? But you can have a man murdered. You have a man murdered, you know, we know who murdered him, but he gets not found guilty because we said he was in self-defense. This guy, George Zimmerman, and I don't watch the news much because of shit like this. Just, you know, I don't really watch it. Everything you turn the news to somebody done something to some child, or you know, I don't know what the hell. Maybe I'm just getting overly sensitive as I get older. But
home pretty late. Took a shower. Threw on a t-shirt. Didn't do it on purpose. Didn't even know I was gonna do this video. But I was sitting in the car, because, you know, I mean, I don't have a TV at my house. I don't watch TV. Listening to, you know, the radio station and hearing that Zimmerman was found not guilty of everything. No manslaughter, no nothing. It is a free man. And that shit really, it just kind of, I don't know, made me lose a little bit of faith in, I don't know, shit is no justice for Trayvon. And I'm not really a big advocate or anything like that, you know what I'm saying, like, but that shit right there, you know, just, I pray for the family and for his soul to rest in peace.
The shooting of 17-year-old Trayvon Martin has reopened old wounds for many in Sanford, Florida's black community, fueling an already existing distrust of police.
No one's saying this person's a racist or that person's a racist. What we are saying is that when somebody kills a black man or attacks a black man, and especially when they have some connection to this department, it's just treated differently.
At an NAACP town hall at a church in the city's predominantly black Goldsboro neighborhood Wednesday, that mistrust boiled over, as residents describe past incidents they say show a pattern.
With so many incidents, the community as a whole feel like we don't have fair treatment. Our voices are not heard.
I think this has put us back 30 years. I really do think this has put us back 30 years. And we were beginning to try to bond with belief.
Outside the town hall, a group of young men from a local church wore Skittles candy boxes around their necks to signal their fear that they too could become victims of racial profiling, just like Trayvon.
It's scary because I'm 16. I wouldn't want to walk down the street and get shot. Just walking down the street trying to get snacks from my brother. I mean, it's not right.
National NAACP President Ben Jealous says the fear of racial profiling, which after the killing of Trayvon Martin is not limited to police, goes beyond Sanford.
This case speaks globally because a generation of black and brown men globally have been criminalized.
The Department of Justice and a Florida grand jury are now investigating the police handling of Trayvon Martin's death.
There's a real opportunity here, I'd say ultimately, to turn things around, to really make Sanford a place where everybody can feel like their children will be respected and protected by the local police.
It's insane that there are weeks that go by where there are multiple men being shot and killed by the police here in New York.
We have a lot of shootings of innocent black men where they think they're pulling out a gun, but they're pulling out a brush. This has been happening every single day for the past 15, 20 years in my eyes in California. Look what's going on in California. I think we need to take this to Orlando. Some guy just said back then we need to take this to Trayvon's backyard. We need to go to Orlando and do this.
And I saw the father, I was right behind him when he was talking, and he just, his mom and the father were crying, and it's just, they're a strong family though. Strong family.
They loving this.
They need this type of support.
This has really been the straw that broke the camel's back. Although, I mean, we've been in a post-Troy Davis world. I think that it's becoming more and more apparent to everybody that this blatant murder, the racist murder that's been happening beneath the surface is now being pushed up to the front of society. I think that's why we saw so many people turn out today here, because people understand, I think, finally, that they're not alone. I think it's not just, I think it's an awakening, but I think it's more than a waking up. I think it's a realizing and a rebuilding of people's sense of like, yes, it's right to stand up and fight, and we can do this, and we're on the right side of justice, and this is our moment now to try to actually push for what we want.
It's a great thing to have people show up, but I think that we have to use these bodies and inform them about things that they can do. It's great to have people care and to be upset and to have emotion, but there are things people can do. There is action people can take. You know, there are other places you can show up besides for a march. You can show up to political, officials' office and say you want stop and frisk stopped. You are unhappy with that. You are not satisfied with that. We can do things, but people just need to know where to put this energy energy and how to channel it and where to direct it. And, you know, we can use these kinds of gatherings and opportunities to share that with people and get people informed so that their feeling can be mended, you know, with action and turn that into change.
I think this is a very important issue. I'm very happy that my generation is going to be remembered for something other than the way the media portrays it. I pray that Trayvon and his story are never forgotten and that his family gets justice.